Chef Club. Every year I like to give my family and friends personalized gifts. Of course, who doesn't? But I really love the idea of baking something special for my family and friends every year. One year I did brownies when I was a broke student. Another year I did like loaf cakes, and this year I have a really special recipe which I'm going to share with you today. It's called cheesecake balls. It's basically just cheesecake in a bite-sized portion which you can have as many pieces as you want and you'll feel like you've eaten nothing. So the best thing about this dish is that it can be made in minutes. All it needs is time to chill in the fridge. But literally you can whip this up in minutes and it looks like you spent hours and hours doing this. So that's my favorite part about this dish, and let's get started. So we need a block of cream cheese for this. I always use Philadelphia cream cheese. This is about 250 grams, and I have graham cracker or digestive biscuits in this bag. The reason I put them in a Ziploc bag is because I'm going to crush them and I don't want to make a mess. I've also got some butter and some icing sugar. And of course, how can I forget? I have my ever faithful timer. I've set it to 20 minutes. Obviously, I'm only gonna use the timer when I'm actually making something. When this dough is in the fridge, it's not gonna be on because it's gonna take a couple of hours to chill. And then of course, when we start making the cheesecake bites again, we're gonna start the timer. Alright, let's get started. So first I'm just gonna put the block of cream cheese in the bowl. You just need a medium to large size mixing bowl. Anything you have around the house is good enough. I kept this out for a couple of hours so that I can bring it to room temperature. In case you have cream cheese that's right out of the fridge, you're going to need to use a hand blender or a KitchenAid for this. It's going to be really difficult to do it with hand. So I'm just checking to see if the cream cheese is soft enough, if I can whisk it with hand, and it is. So I've got the cream cheese here. I've just plonked it around a little bit just to see if I can mix it with hand. And now I'm just going to crush the graham cracker crumbs. You're going to need a rolling pin for this. If you don't have a rolling pin, any pan or pot that you have which has a little weight on it, you can use it to smash up the biscuits. You're going to just need to roughly break them up. You don't need a fine crumb. It just gives a nice crunch to the cheesecake bites. Sorry. This is such a great stress buster. Now I'm gonna add these crumbs to the cheesecake, to the cream cheese, and I'm just gonna measure them out just so you see how much I'm putting, but honestly you can just eyeball it. This is about 1/3 cup, this spoon is about a 1/3 cup, and I'm just gonna add I've added just under a cup, and now I'm going to add some butter. I need about 60 grams of butter for this, which is about 2 ounces. Now since this is a 250 gram block, I'm just going to divide it in 4 and use 1/4 of it. That's going to give me approximately 60 grams. And you're going to need about 2 to 3 cups sugar. It really depends on how sweet you want it. So this is a 1/4 cup spoon. I'm going to add about 2 cups to begin with, and then I'm going to add more sugar if I need it to be more sweet. That's about 1 cup. since my bowl is full, I'm just going to mix it up first. And then I'm going to add the second cup. Okay, so I thought the cheese and the butter was as soft as I needed it, but in reality it's not. So I'm just going to use the best tool available to humans, my hands. Okay, so just going to bring it together with a spatula. And then get down to business. This is a great way to mix this dough because the heat from your body is also going to melt the butter ever so slightly. So this dough is going to come together really quickly. As you can see, I'm not really kneading it, or I'm not really, putting in too much effort in it. It's just bringing the whole thing together. I'm just going to taste it for sugar, and then I will see if I need to add more sugar. It's very, very low on the sugar. So I'm just going to add about half a cup more. That's a quarter cup. And this is another quarter. You literally just need to bring the whole thing together. There's no effort, or there's no, major mixing required for this dish. Alright. Okay, that's good for me. So I'm just gonna wrap this up with cling wrap now, and I'm gonna keep it in the fridge to chill. I'm gonna leave it for about an hour, but if this is something you want to do over a course of a day, you can even leave this overnight and then just come back the next day and then do the rest of it. Hey guys, so a couple of hours ago I made the cheesecake dough, and I put it in the fridge, and I just went out to run some errands, and now that the dough is completely firm to touch, I'm gonna make the cheesecake balls. For this you're gonna need some melted chocolate. You can use any coercive chocolate that you get in your local supermarket or in a baking supply store. You just have to melt it in the microwave in 10-second bursts, and then keep mixing the chocolate as you melt it. You're going to need some parchment paper, and of course you're going to need the dough, and you're going to need some measuring spoons. Now I'm going to show you an easy way to do this with a simple teaspoon that I have around my house. But if you're really particular about the shape that you want or the size that you want, you can even use a measuring spoon. So for this, I'm just going to scoop out a chunk of the dough, and I'm going to take it between my hands, and I'm just going to roll it. I don't need to put too much pressure. I just need to make it into a round, a sphere. I just need to make it into a sphere. Now, the thing is, if you move this around too much, if you roll it around too much, this thing is going to start melting. So you need to work slightly quickly. When you have something that looks like a cheesecake ball, you can put it on the parchment paper and move on to the next one. Another variation to this recipe is you can add some flavoring to this dough. You can add some blueberry jam, or you can add some chocolate chips, you can add some crushed Oreo cookies. Anything will taste really good with this. Or these are going to taste amazing even just by themselves. I'm taking roughly the same size of dough for the cheesecake balls. You don't want some that are too big or some that are too small, because the people are going to start fighting. for the bigger ones. At any point, if your dough starts feeling too loose or too soft, you can just pop it back in the fridge for an hour or so until it firms up again, and then you can work with it again. Alright, any dough left over that does not make an even sized ball, you can just have it as a treat to yourself. Now comes the final part of this really difficult dish that you took hours to make and then you're going to impress all your friends with. We're just going to decorate the cheesecake balls. I have some melted chocolate here. And I've filled it into a piping bag. You can use any store-bought piping bag for this, or you could just use a spatula, use the melted chocolate and then drizzle it all over the cheesecake balls. So I'm just going to snip off the tip of my piping bag, and I have them all lined up on the parchment paper, so I'm just going to drizzle the chocolate all over. The lines don't have to be perfect, it's going to look great no matter which direction you swirl the chocolate around on. Now once this is done and the chocolate is all piped on, you're going to need to pop this back in the fridge for about 20 minutes or so, just for the chocolate to set and the cheesecake balls to just gain a firm shape. Once this is done, this stores for up to a week in the fridge, or you could even freeze them. But I really wouldn't want to do that because these are so good, you're going to want to attack them as soon as these are ready. I have this tray here on which I've just put some cupcake liners just so that these are easy to grab and then people can just take one at a time and then come back for seconds. Once this is set, I'm going to serve this onto the plate and then these will be good to eat. So I popped the cheesecake bites in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and now that they're firm again, I've started transferring them into these cupcake liners. You could pack these cheesecake bites into any gift box, or you could even wrap them up in candy wrapper. Now these cheesecake bites are ready to serve. If you don't want to eat them right away, you can just wrap this up in candy wrappers and gift it to your friends and family. These will keep really well up in the fridge for up to a week, and I'd be really surprised if they last that long. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to send me your feedback or share your comments with me once you try this recipe, or you can even send me any recipes that you'd like me to try. As you can see, we accomplished a lot in 20 minutes, and these recipes are bound to please anyone who eats them. So don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. This is Chef Vlog saying bye. See you guys next week.